Down here is a big solar plant coming in. Way down there. Like a large one, like a 4-digit acres one. It's nuts. Don't love seeing good Iowa farm ground going to that, but you know what? Ain't my ground. Can't make those calls. So looks like they're basically just redoing the road work to anticipate for the bigger traffic. But well guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all. Welcome to Hartung Family Farms, and today I'm going to be coming up. We got a lot of tinkering to do. I got some harvest prep that I'm working on, but I think before the terminals close, I think I'm going to deliver a load of beans and maybe a load of corn or two. So we'll just have to see what she looks like. But I know we got a lot to do here in the next couple weeks. Pat's got 5 or 6 more jobs to do, about 10 days of custom chopping. We got our silage done, as I mentioned in the past. And then in about 2 weeks or so, I am hoping, maybe probably 3 weeks, we'll be starting some soybeans. So it's going to come quick. That's why I'm trying to get all our grain carts dialed in, our new radios on there, our scale system on there. Got a bunch of stuff we're working on, so stay tuned. Let's get going. Oh, and we got to do our highway test, of course. Got to look at our scout our crops 64 miles at a time. Looks pretty good. You can kind of tell you're getting close to harvest when the bottom of your plants start to yellow. See kind of all that is. I'm probably a good solid 2 weeks from finishing senescence on my entire corn crop. You can kind of see the ears are starting to droop down. That's a good sign. We're starting to reach senescence. And senescence is basically a fancy word for the plant as grown hits full cycle and it is dying itself off to dry down for harvest. Dying itself off. English is that, Ron? Okay, so no one's around right now. I believe Pat and Darren are emptying out a grain bin. I'm actually gonna go buzz up there and take a look. Actually, no, Darren and Nathan are hauling manure. Pat and Curtis are emptying out a grain bin. So let's go hop on the four-wheeler, take a look. On manure, here's Darren, the smelly load of goodness. I'll actually go ahead and get a little bit of footage of this for a second. So you can kind of see we actually opened up some of the field here. That's kind of nice thing about having our own chopper and doing our own silage. We could actually open up, give us some more room. So we maximize the amount of area that we have to grow stuff, and we can chop it off and get it done pretty early so we can oh geez, yeah, we're getting low on stuff. So here's our silage pile. Kind of see, yes, we can maximize our area and then, you know, chop it off early so we can get some of our area back. Yeah, here's our silage pile. We'll get it covered here shortly. We're actually getting pretty low on ear corn. You can kind of see we're out. This was stuff that we chopped a couple days ago. So what we're gonna do is we won't chop our earlage until we're probably done with silage, just because earlage we want to be there around that 25 to 30% moisture. Most of our crop right now is around that 40%, I'd say. So it's gonna be a little bit of time until we get that done, but so yeah, we're just kind of in a waiting pattern. We're doing some custom silage and getting everything ready to roll as far as harvest goes. You can kind of see here's our 15-inch corn. We thought, you know, height-wise, it obviously was a lot bigger. It was about 8 inches to 12 inches taller, but we really didn't see the tonnage increase, mainly because you can kind of see how the stalk diameter is a lot smaller. It's just a lot smaller of stalks on average than our 30-inch corn. So it was, honestly, we found it to be like a net neutral as far as 15-inch corn versus 30-inch corn. But we'll see how the grain yield turns out. Here's all the stuff we chopped. We chopped this because if you remember in this video, very poor corn in through here. We had a nitrogen issue. This is a very wet hillside and it leached a bunch of nitrogen. So those 2 checks we left there was for insurance. Because like I said, they'll come here and check our insurance. But what I mean by insurance, you know, we buy various rates of crop insurance and we're essentially guaranteed a certain amount of revenue. So spring, and we get essentially a price told by us from the government, which is basically your average marketing price. And then you look at your average crop yield and you're guaranteed that amount of revenue. That's what you buy insurance. In the same way you're buy insurance for your car or your home, you're buying it to spread your risk. So that's why we left that, so the insurance adjuster will come out and take a look at that. Because I have no idea where Darren's going. If he's going way back here or what. Ah, he's going right here, working his way back. Got the big old 340 on there. kind of see how it's just dropping right out the center there. We gotta get that fixed, and I'm getting poo thrown at me. So, there he is. We're actually probably gonna seed this down with wheat here at some point. So that's why I'm putting a bunch of manure down. And what I want to do is I want to look. We actually sprayed fungicide as a trial on this bean field over here. Shutting it off for waterway. Sweet. So we put a fungicide trial on over here. Basically just trying to see if applying fungicide as your third pass makes a difference. So I'm curious to see if I see any difference right now. Can't visually tell a difference yet, but combine's gonna be the ultimate test. Slinging the poo. I actually sold a load of cattle this morning. First load of fat cattle going out in September. We've never had that before. It's actually got another one going out tomorrow. So that's exciting. Getting more efficient on our cattle feeding. Cleaning out this grain bin. So Darren and Nathan are hauling out from over here. Basically he's got our manure bay kind of on the side there. Nathan's cleaning out. So we have essentially just that 15 feet there saved for manure. We can store it, that way we can, you know, store it for when we can haul it out. Loading out of the bin into here. A little small fleet. Yep. Okay, so I'm taking this load of beans to the river. Gonna get rid of her. Got a nice tight turn to negotiate here, getting out. We're gonna go head to the river and haul some corn today. No problem for a trucker like me. Let's go deliver some beans. Man, the driver of this truck needs to clean his windows. Got a rural traffic jam ahead of us. Got a baler. It's not often I'm going this way with a load of grain. Normally I'm right here to the right, hauling corn. But I'm actually hauling beans to the river terminal down a little ways. Corn line looks like a drive-through today. Good, I'm hopefully going to get one load, if not two, here when I'm done. Oh yeah, love overpasses, or underpasses I should say. Man, I haven't been down here ever when there's never a truck. I'm also never delivering here right before harvest. We're just offloading our last truck of beans, last old crop we're selling for an absolute terrible loss. It is what it is. Probing me. They're just going to take a sample. This is basically a river terminal, so these beans are going to basically get put on a barge and head south, and they're probably going to get exported more than likely to China or other of our soybean purchasers. That's kind of the nice thing about being really close to a river terminal. You can usually get a decent price as opposed to taking them to an elevator. Actually, it's on the river. Like I said, most of these will get put on barges, and sometimes they actually offload corn from barges to go to the river, to go to the corn processor right here. Sucks when they do that, but that's what it is. Okay, let's go get in line to dump. You can kind of see they're not loading any barges today, but they basically just have quite a bit of storage here, over 500,000 bushels of beans, and it'll get conveyored out to a barge. So you got to dump one hopper at a time here. Just backing up to go dump the one hopper, and then I'll back up and do the other one. Now I got to dump the back hopper. Man, do I hate soybeans. The dust is just always so bad. I just scan it out, and then let's get out of here. Pulling in. Go ahead and load some corn up. Pat just got down here with the auger. Set up for this bin here. Let's go ahead and get this sucker in there. Pat must be talking to the owner of the place. That's good. Should have done a little bit of damage. Yep. Let's set her down here. Rest. Yeah, a little bit of damage. A little bit of FM, nothing too bad. Okay, pulling her out of the center. So we quartered earlier. You can kind of see quartering it basically means took the center out. So now we're just gonna start pulling out. Good. Well, yeah, it's in the center. So. 2 rings. Yeah, so there's probably 18 in here. Coming out of the center, so that's good. Oh, this is amazing. Corn grew on rock. So we're just loading this truck up with Nathan's corn. So there's my gauge. I know when to quit when I get up to 82 there. So we're just loading her up. Last pile. Got the old trusty 656. Yeah, here we go. Selling the first load of Nathan's corn for a while. Got the money with cover activated. We'll meander our way out of here. That's a fancy new trailer with an aluminum subframe. Neat. All right, last load of the day. I'll fill this guy up, or dump this load and go fill it up one last time and call it a day. We'll call it a day for trucking grain. Then I'll start tinkering with the pre-harvest stuff. Busy place. Not really. It's been a lot worse at times. But yeah, busy enough. It'll probably take me 20 minutes to come dump. So there's your probes. They're literally just vacuum tubes. Sucking a sample that ADM won't pay us for. And it's small enough that it's negligible, but I bet over a lifetime it'd probably pay for a truckload or two. Also a nice Pete too, nice truck. Oh, ouch, someone drove onto the girder on the scale. Well, you're gonna see a belly dump trailer here. Basically he's got corn on his belt. You'll open that gate, right there. Corn will start dumping out. It's just got a conveyor belt that conveys everything rearward. Well, now I know it takes at least 2 trucks to dump a belly dump like this, because that guy pulled in right behind me. Hopefully he'll be done here soon. You can see he's just about empty. That's what the inside of his trailer looks like. Just it's a chain that has like little flaps that carries everything rearward. So what he'll do is he'll bring grain in here and then turn around and fill up with gluten right there. It's a pretty actually efficient trip for him, having the freight. Just basically paying half the freight on the corn this way and feed back. So you can kind of see the little flaps flipping under. Okay, anywhere from 2 to 2.5 trailers it takes to dump, because that one's open. But this guy's a little slow. Oh well, he'll be out of here shortly. There he's going. He's going to go fill up with some gluten, bring some feed back, some cattle feed. It's a byproduct of all the corn we're delivering. Oh, down here on the south farm, like I said, Nathan's probably got 1,000 bushel or so left in here. Maybe not quite that much. We're going to haul her out hopefully this week. We're only about 15 minutes from ADM, so it doesn't take long, especially if we can get 2 trucks rolling. Basically have this auger going pretty much the whole time. This trailer actually got a liftable rear axle. I just dropped it down so you can get to see her dropping. Okay, let's start the 6 up. Loading, put some gas in. A little loud, I apologize. so I can get the sucker filled up. That's looking at a pretty large purchase for us. Don't know if we're gonna do it or not, but it'd be huge if we did. Well, I'm gonna fill this guy up. I don't think I'll have time to deliver it. We'll have to see. So I mentioned we could basically get 2 trucks in here and be moving the entire time, keeping the auger moving about the whole time. It takes roughly 12 minutes to drive to the processor, 10 minutes to 50 minutes-ish to dump, 12 minutes to come back. It takes about 25 minutes to load on that truck, so out of this auger. So yeah, maybe not quite, but 2 trucks, we can move a lot of bushel. A lot of bushels is right. So I think we got all, basically we're gonna try and empty this bin here this week. And there's, like I said before, maybe 16, 17,000. We'll go up and check here once I move to the back hopper. It's going down. There's still quite a bit of grain left in here. It's been so well over half full. Yeah, probably close to 15,000 left. Filling her up. Oh, got a little bit of corn in here that we gotta get cleaned out, but here's how this thing works. So, you know, we feed the dryer kind of right with that inlet auger. So, like I said, grain comes in, it gets coned down, goes out that auger up top, into the dryer up on top, gets dried, and into there. So you basically fill that entire bin up with that dryer, and then you come back down here and fill this corn back up, fill this bin back up with dry corn. Yeah, these beans are starting to turn. They're just starting to yellow off and die. The compacted zones are a little bit worse, you know, right along the field edges where we compact, and that must be a rock point up there. But for the most part, these are staying pretty green and healthy. But man, they are thick, nice and tall. Laid over a little bit, but whew. Man, those beans look good. They look dang good. Hopefully they amount. Getting close. Got about 8 pounds to go on this thing. 83 is gonna be right at 83,000. 83 is gonna be right at 80,000. Because I always haul legal loads, you guys know that. I would never defile the U.S. government, never, or the state of Iowa DOT. Just about full. I'm just starting to see the top of that drain. Good to go. Everything shut down. Right at 80,000. Oh, let's bounce. By bounce, I mean pull this out of the way, shut it off, tarp it, and Pat's gonna come pick me up because I won't have time to make it. Close the millennial tarp, and we are good to go. Now I'll wait for Patrick. So you guys might be wondering, how am I doing? My leg is doing a lot better. I'm a couple weeks away from being over the hump. What that means, my graft healing enough that I'm, you know, if I hurt it, there's a high risk of re-injuring it. So I'm almost over that hump. Cannot wait to be over that hump because I'm babying it. I'm taking my time. I just cannot wait until I don't have to worry about it again. All right, the tarp is closed. Now I'll wait for Patrick. There's the neighbor's beans. They're looking pretty good. Also starting to yellow off like ours are. Let's take a look at these. This sand spot is really starting to brown off. So, I mean, it's going to be a couple weeks, probably 2 weeks until this is ready to go. Because you can kind of see, you got some spots that are dying off nicely. Then you got other spots that are like this that are just green as can be. So it's going to take some time for this stuff to die off. But these pods look pretty dang good. It's impossible to speculate soybean yields. It's just impossible until you get the combine out. But just look at how thick these suckers are. A lot of 3-podders. Looks pretty good. I cannot wait until I see my first 4-podder of the year. Hoping I can see one here soon. But this ground was planted early. Got a lot of manure on it over the years. So it should yield well, hopefully. So this used to be a shed. No idea what it is. I mean, there used to be like a bin there. A shed of some sort. I have legit no clue. So then I'm just gonna start walking down the road with my trusty gas can. Harvest will be here before we know it, guys. I'm gonna start to get some harvest prep stuff done here in over the next couple hours as soon as Patrick comes and gets me. Heading up to go sort cattle. Okay. Haven't driven this thing in a while. So I'm going to take this fuel sensor fault. Neat. Fold this guy down, and I'm going to take this thing back down to the shop because I'm going to install that leaper cart system on it. The guys are going to sort some cattle, and I'm going to take this sucker back. Whee! This is so fun. Grain cart's going to hit 6,000 hours. It's 80/50, I should say, not the grain cart. Definitely gonna hit that this harvest, that's for sure. Okay, I'll walk you guys through what I'm doing now. So, I am putting our semi sensor on. So that's this guy. Sensor will reflect off the semi, and this light will beam anytime that it crosses the plane that I want it to. So, let's go ahead and drill these holes. That will work. Let's go and bolt this thing on there. Okay, there we go. Let's go. I gotta drill holes for the U-bolt. Got my 2 bolts drilled for my U-bolt, or 2 holes drilled for my U-bolt. Now I gotta get holes drilled for this guy. And we'll be good to go. Oh, this is fun. Trying to get this sucker on. And I'll explain what I'm doing here in a second. So, that's what I'm building. It is a proximity sensor. So as soon as I'm going to put a little reflective tape on the semi-truck, and the thought is, as soon as this semi-truck crosses in front of this guy, light will trip. It'll fill a sensor and the light will trip. And when you move away from it, the light will turn off. So basically I will put it so we are dumping right in the center of every single truck. That is the goal, at least. That's the hope. See if I can get it to work though eventually. I think it'll work. Okay, so here's the goal. Well, let's see if I can get it to work first. Oh. Okay. So I am Mr. Semi-Truck. So driving along, whoop, stop, too far, back up, right there. So that's kind of the goal is, that'll get you within a couple inches. So now the next time is basically to bring a semi in here and see if it'll work. Make this idea alone, buddy of mine and leg arms actually helped me, but I really like it. I mean, it's just pretty simple. If you guys are interested, I can kind of go through the engineering a little bit, or the design of it around it, but it's literally just a little proximity switch that sends power to the light when you need it. Got wildfire smoke from out west. That's why it's just kind of hazy looking. So now I have that thing pretty well done for now. I'm working on the grain cart. Okay. Sweet. I think she works. So 3,000 pounds. No idea if that's accurate or not, but I'm guessing it's too small. So just got to get it mounted and calibrated and we'll be good to go. Moving some cows, and I am trying to get the calibration off of this thing. So 10,000 pounds, I can believe that. That thing only said, shoot, what did it say? Like 3,000 pounds, so I gotta find the calibration on this thing. Off one grain cart, or well, not one grain cart, one load of cattle. These are going to get sold tomorrow morning. Okay, so I think I got this thing hooked up. I got it calibrated. I basically matched the weights to the current scale head that we have, and I think we're good. So this is the old bulky system. Basically had this hanging here, couldn't really see anything. Now we're going to go to a smaller iPad, about half the size of that. And it's going to be Bluetooth, and the scale's going to be talking to each other. It's going to be sweet. You guys are really going to look forward to it. It's going to be kind of cool to see. But I think I'm just about ready. I just got to actually physically install this thing. I just don't know where to drill holes. I'm going to let the guys do that because I don't want to drill a hole in an $80,000 cart and mess it up. So let's go see how these guys are unloading cattle. One's getting sold tomorrow. Let's go out and put this thing away for the night. Yeah, fuel sensor. Starting to get dark out pretty early. Means harvest is almost upon us. So I'll put this thing away. It's still got a little bit of beans left on there. And we will call it a night. Grandma actually just saw me. I'll probably go up there and make a little bit of dinner with her. You are going to be next. Oh. Set up and go say hi to Grandma, make a little bit of dinner with her, and call her a night. Cats are slowly starting to become more and more around here because that one's pregnant. Hi, Grandma.
I thought that was too early. But he said it's about time.
Yeah, it's about right. We planted a little earlier this year too, so. Made rights, chips, apple pie. Whew, man, it is getting dark out quick. So I got a fun drive home. Either way, they're gonna get ready for moving selling a load of cows in the morning.